Previously on Cross-Gen Gaming.
That's right. Unfortunately, Halo Infinite seems to have begun its plunge into irrelevance after months of declining player counts, poor communication from 343, and lackluster content announcements.
Initial impressions by the gaming public were pretty stellar as well. Player counts were high, with the average for November 2021 at around 102,000 on Steam.
You see, as fun as Halo Infinite was, and as much praise as it received for its stellar gameplay, most players couldn't quite shake this feeling that something was off. All in all, this led to a dramatic drop-off in player counts, at least on Steam again, with Infinite averaging around 5,100 players, which is half of their player base in November. So Dylan, we've gone through this whole rigmarole about Halo Infinite and how it's not dead, but it's definitely on life support, and we've talked kind of a little bit about what 343 can do, but I kind of want to know from you, how do you feel about both Halo Infinite and also just kind of Halo in general at this point? As the Bungie man yourself, how do you feel?
This is not Bungie anymore. Don't you dare tarnish their name with this.
But it was. It wasn't initially.
It's not
now
no
it
longer. No, they're done. They've moved on now. They're doing bigger, better, and a lot more things. They're done.
That's true.
To put my thoughts and feelings about this in a word, it's sad. I'm sad.
Sad.
Okay.
Wow.
This Halo Infinite was, to use very colorful language, was a roaring flame that appeared in a blaze of glory that is now nothing more than a withering ember. It had so much potential, and it really was very fun for the brief moment that it was really popular, but now it's just kind of like, it's just there, and I just don't care anymore.
Yeah, it sucks because like it actually is still really fun. Full disclosure, I popped into it a little bit before we started recording, and I don't like Halo's important to me insofar as I played it a lot when I was like a kid, a kid being like 13 years old. But like, it's not ever like past Halo 3. I haven't really been like into it, like Reach and ODST and 4 and 5. Like they're fine, but they weren't really the big thing that like, Combat Evolved or Halo 2 was, or Halo 3. Like Halo 3 was a huge deal.
It's not an icon anymore.
It's not. And that's the problem, is I think that they have kind of gone away from what made it so unique in the first place. And I think honestly, this is going to be controversial.
Whoa.
I think that they're relying too much on Master Chief.
I could see that.
I think that the problem is they're trying too much to make everything about Master Chief, when honestly it would be better if we just talked about like some of the weird political stuff that's going on about like, Oni and the whole creation of the Spartans in the first place. And there's a little bit of that in the games, but like the fact that the Halo TV show talked more about it is really bad. I'll say that.
The way I feel like most people see Halo is like a pillar of the gaming industry.
Like if Nintendo had Mario and Zelda, and PlayStation has like Sly Cooper and Ratchet and Clank and God of War, Halo is the pillar that Microsoft is literally. Microsoft would no longer be in the console business had it not been for Halo.
Yep. Yeah, it's literally what it feels like. But every time you look at it nowadays, it's not what it is. What I think about with Halo is like getting home from school or getting home from work and just hopping on, playing with your buds and just screwing around. Just like what I think Call of Duty is right now, where it's all it is. It's nothing crazy, nothing fancy. It's just good, fun gameplay.
Fortnite. You misspoke. You said Call of Duty. You mean Fortnite.
Well, okay, that's probably a better comparison. My point being, Halo isn't that right now. Halo Infinite just is not that in that state at all, and I don't know who's playing it right now. Like, I really don't. I don't hear it. The only time I hear about this game anymore is, oh, hey, a new season starts, or no one's playing this game. That's the only thing I hear about.
That's the thing, is like they only have the 2 seasons so far. Yeah. Like that's the problem, is at this point, the only people who are playing it are the people who have been playing it consistently. And I would say that those are like the super fans, the way that you have, like we were talking about earlier, the Call of Duty super fans, right?
Yeah.
The fact that I have heard more people be excited about Splatoon 3 than Halo Infinite's next season should tell you something about like, both the people that I hang out with and also the state of Halo right now. I mean, I fully agree though. The problem is Halo has like some clout to its name.
Oh yeah.
And I just really want them to embrace that clout and to kind of use that for their own benefit without like, tarnishing it, for lack of a better term. I think the problem is ever since 4. I know a lot of people like Halo 4. I'm not one of those people. I didn't think it was that good. It's fine. It's a fine game, but like going from Halo Reach to Halo 4, the quality of the campaign alone is crazy different. Never mind the multiplayer changes, but like the pacing of the story, the way that the story is told, the amount of stuff that you have to know about before going into the story to even comprehend what's happening. Like if you don't know what a Forerunner is, Halo 4 makes no sense. They barely explain it.
That's just, good luck.
Good luck. Do you know what the library is? Do you know who the architect is? Like, do you know any of these things? Like, you have to know these things, and you can't if you like don't read the books.
Yeah.
I just don't know who Halo is made for at this point. And I don't want to even talk about Halo 5. So.
Oh my God, that's a great phrase. I don't know who Halo is for at this point. It feels weird. It just feels directionless. It feels weird. It feels like a nothing right now, and it's sad.
I want it to be good. I want it to be great. The gaming is better. Gaming is better with good Halo.
I agree.
I'll say that. Gaming is good. Gaming is better overall when you have a good Battlefield game. Gaming is better when you have a good Halo game. When you have a good Call of Duty game. Gaming is better with good games. I'll draw that line in the sand.
Put that on a shirt. Gaming is better with good game.
So what would you like to see 343 do with Halo Infinite? Like what could bring you back in, if anything?
Literally, I think all they need to do is kind of bring back the hype. Like, I think there needs to be hype and excitement and buzz around Halo, because I think it's the most fun, again, when you're playing with buds, playing with friends, and having a great time. I think that's when it's at its best. And how they do that, honestly, that's hard, because I think, like, the only way you can really do it is just, like, do a giant content drop that adds a bunch of things, changes a bunch of things, whatever. Just something to revitalize the game and make people talk about it again that isn't the discussion of,
Well, this game's dead.
you don't want that. That's
Right.
not the kind of talk you want. And
Right.
I know just saying that's a Herculean task. That is so hard to do. It's not easy to take a game that no one cares about anymore and give people a reason to care. But I mean, kind of like we said, if there's any IP that deserves it, it's Halo.
Right. And I mean, like we said before, there's other teams have done similar things in the past. It's not impossible for this to happen. It just needs to have some level of direction behind it. And again, all credit to Microsoft where credit is due. I think that maybe they being 343 bit off more than they could chew with the whole Halo Infinite single player stuff.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it would have been better if they had just like let the single player stuff be by itself. And so like, that's Halo Infinite. This is just Halo multiplayer. We're just going to release a free to play thing called Halo, and you can jump in and it's ready to go. Some of the things that I want to see them do, you kind of mentioned, I want to see some legacy content. I want them to do like a map, like every season of the battle pass. I want them to say like, hey, we're introducing a new map, 2 new maps, a brand new one that we have made, and as well as like an old one that is, now it's in the rotation. Like Blood Gulch is now available on CTF maps. Okay, if I can play Blood Gulch, I'm in. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm just telling you right now, as a like mid-30s millennial, if I can play Blood Gulch with my friends on a free-to-play game, yeah, I'm playing that game. Easy mode.
Yeah.
Easy mode. I also want them to get kind of weird with it.
Get wacky.
Just get wacky. I mean, like the fact that we were talking about the cat ears and the cat ears being the thing that people are actually buying, spending real money on. Again, that goes back to the whole thing of like making it fun to buy stuff. If I can buy like a Banjo-Kazooie skin for the battle rifle, are you kidding me? Like, of course I'll do that.
Do you know how much Reddit points you would get from posting about that? It'd be insane.
Can you imagine if I shoot the battle rifle and it does Kazooie's like squawk? Like, amazing.
That would be so
I
funny.
love it. I would do that. It'd be so stupid, but like Microsoft has enough stuff at this point where they could really do some cool crossovers and make it fun. And I mean, heck, the fact that they have all these partnerships with all these different companies out there, they can get really wacky with it. The fact that they added in Clippy to the game. Did you not know this?
I didn't know they did that. I didn't hear about that. That's hilarious.
You can get a little thing like a gun. What's it called? An attachment that hangs and dangles off your gun, and it's Clippy with a Master Chief helmet on.
That's really funny. I didn't know about that.
I know. I love like that got me interested. Like that's really stupid. I love this, but like
Yeah.
that's the stuff that they just need to go silly with it. And I think maybe they're trying to appeal to like hardcore fans. I think the reality is hardcore fans don't exist. Like the hardcore fans are playing single player games.
Yeah, the hardcore fans left after Halo 5, man. Like,
yeah, your hardcore fan base is dead. You have to revive it, and you're not going to do it with like a pretty okay campaign that also just now is getting a beta for the co-op. Just so we're clear about that. Like again, like they still don't have that.
oh god, yeah, I forgot. Ah, why would you do that? Just delay the game. Stop this trickle feed.
Yet another thing they could have done to make, get the hype back is actually have the game be feature complete on launch. Microsoft had nothing else, so they couldn't have delayed it any further. I get that. It's just, you just did it bad. You just did a bad job, and it's okay. It's fine. We won't hold it against you. We won't hold it against you, but I am going to need you to step it up.
Just do better. Just do better.
You can do better. Just do better.